Hi guys, and welcome back. Today I'm gonna be actually speaking on a topic that you know that I've actually seen firsthand, but I don't want to come off as disrespectful or come off as arrogant or come off as in a negative way to law enforcement. But I truly believe if an officer is involved in a shooting or is a victim of a shooting, they should be tasked with something different. Still in law enforcement, but at a different capacity, at different projects. There's plenty of projects. There's plenty of actual extra duties that you could assign someone just for the mental state, just for that factor. Like I mentioned before, my friend was actual. He actually shot somebody up on the in the line of duty. He was never the same again. I myself, being a victim of actual gun violence, was never the same again. And it took me years to get the help that I needed to get through what I needed to get through. And only you can actually go through it and explain it. I can't explain it to anybody because everybody's different. But I basically lost my mind at one point, 15 years later. Now, what I'm going to speak on today, this individual, I believe that had something to do with his actual actions, or it was had part of it to do with it. So, a former state trooper charged with sexually assaulting two women while on duty. Authorities are actually seeking potential victims following the arrest of a 32-year-old Spring man on federal civil rights violations. The individual by the name of Lee, he actually is a former state trooper with the Texas Department of Public Safety. The criminal complaint filed alleges he deprived two separate victims of their rights to bodily integrity. He also charged with carrying and using a firearm during a crime of violence, as well as destruction, alterations, or falsification of records in a federal investigation. The complaint alleges that on August 2020, he conducted a traffic stop near an express inn at 1925 North Freeway in Houston. After issuing the driver a written warning, he allegedly ordered the passenger to get into his patrol car. The charge alleged that he drove her back to the back parking lot at a North Freeway and parked near a dumpster. There, he threatened to take the victim to jail on an out of state warrant if she did not perform oral sex on him. She allegedly feared for her life and safety and obeyed his commands. Following the sex act, he placed his hand on his weapon and ordered her to run. The investigation revealed that there had been a second victim, according to the complaint. August 3rd, 2020, he had allegedly pulled up behind a vehicle at a Texaco gas station near the same area. He told the passenger she had an outstanding warrant and said he was taking her to the substation, according to the charges. He then allegedly ordered her into his vehicle and drove her to the same back parking lot. The complaint alleges that he told her he knew what she did for a living and wanted some of it, meaning sex. She complied with the demands and performed oral sex on him, according to the charges. Now, if we go back to 2018, this actual officer, he had pulled over a suspect. He had pulled over a traffic stop. A male individual actually got control of his taser and used it on this officer. He got tased with his own taser. At that point, he returned fire and shot this individual. He didn't kill him, but he shot him. I'm surprised he was able to pull it off. And if that has something to do with these actual for this crime, I don't know if you could actually link it to actual sexual crime. I don't know if you can pin it down, but did he get the right help that he needed? Because don't forget, when you actually go forward and pursue help, clinical help for these type of actual traumas, it's a lot of dedication. And you often hear that, especially for soldiers, that there's not enough help for them, um, psych help for PTSD. I don't agree with that. There is plenty of help, and university hospitals throughout the United States, they conduct tests, they conduct research trials, and they are very, very helpful. But there is a clause. It takes a lot of commitment, it takes a lot of dedication, and it takes a lot of time out of your everyday work schedule to actually participate in these actual workshops. And they could be one on one, it could be in groups, it could be via television. Well, now Zoom now, but back then it was television. And I went through all the trial, I went through all them clinics, but I had an advantage. I had a company vehicle that allowed me to actually go during company time. So I was fortunate. But for me to do it on my own while trying to make a living, that'd be hard. It takes a lot of dedication, and it's not once a month, it's every week. Every week, and you have to actually attend because every session's actually important. And I still have the workbooks, and once in a while I gotta actually fall back on them, because the tools that they give you, they're actually helpful. So that's just my opinion, and you know something to think about. Okay, guys, don't forget to like, subscribe.